Woohoo! Hello, people. If you were there, I don't
Are
know
there
if you
any
were
people
there.
here yet? I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't really spread the good news as often as I usually do.
Oh yeah, we got to spread this thumbnail around.
I'm particularly proud of this thumbnail. Thank you very much. I searched
It's
like
great.
Valentines on the backgrounds, and I saw the rose one, and I was like, "Oh, I know what I can do with this."
I thought the thumbnail was really good. I liked it.
I love it. Yeah, I didn't even complain about being on the right. That's how good it was.
It was that it was the speech bubble that made up for it.
Yes, exactly.
I can't help myself.
So Ontario today decided to distribute like rapid tests or whatever, like the boxes of rapid tests at grocery stores, which was a lot better than the way they did it last time, which was all CBOs, the liquor store. And
What? The liquor store?
yeah,
I love that.
But this time it was actually like basically every grocery store had them and pharmacy, so that was good. And I went earlier and got some. And then tonight after dinner, my mom just texted me and she's like, I've been to 5 grocery stores and they're all out.
No.
I know, but it's okay because we still got one.
I was apparently dumb and like didn't see the email or something like that, but they sent them out like through the post office. At least here in Michigan, I don't know if it was like national, but yeah, my roommate was just like, "Oh, here, we just got a bunch of free tests. I'm just gonna leave them here, so if you need one, like, cool." So, but liquor store,
Ow,
ow, ow, ow, ow. Sorry.
Okay.
Charlie horse.
Oh no.
Ow. We're fine. I hope I didn't kill anyone's ears. I'm sorry.
Oh no, my ears are fine. I was worried about what was happening to you.
We're good. We're good. It's fine. Okay. Booze and boosters. That does sound like a catchy campaign.
Yes, that's good.
I just felt bad for the poor liquor store staff who were now saddled with this extra responsibility and people like descending upon them for these tests.
Oh my god. It's like, I'm only here to sell Molson Canadian. Leave me alone.
That is all we actually drink. Yeah, that's it's the only thing we have available up here.
Really? My family drinks Molson Canadian. They get really pissy too when like they don't have Canadian beer. I'm like, you're from Michigan. Like, hi Sharon.
Hey guys.
How are you feeling?
I'm okay. Very stressful day at work, but
now it's your brain to read and relax.
Yes.
I think comic books is about all I can handle today.
Sometimes that's how it goes.
Yeah, understandable.
I'm about to be emotionally devastated, so if my screen goes off, it's because I am crying. So, Alone with You in the Ether, which is written by the same woman who wrote the Atlas 6, and it's really good, and I have no idea how to explain it other than it's like love, but with mental illness and really, really intense.
Oh, wow.
So, but it's good.
How are you guys?
Oh, I actually have some energy tonight, so that's nice. Ooh, The Dragon Reborn.
Yes. Yep. I am close to halfway. Well, no, I'm like a third of the way through, so I've got to actually read.
Halfway, Greg. That's a very generous halfway.
Yes.
Are you liking it?
Yeah, it's good. I thought it was going to be like horrible when I was maybe like 10 chapters in, or like 10 to 15, because I don't know.
I seem to recall Ben not liking the beginning of The Dragon Reborn either. But I loved The Great Hunt, The Dragon Reborn, and The Shadow Rising. Like all 3 of those were like, I don't know, I had so much fun.
Mm.
But at this point, I'm 6 books like further in, and I barely even recall like what was happening in which books near the start.
I mean, fair enough. I have sent to the channels I usually send things to get audience members. Speaking of audience members, hello Anita, and hello Albatross, and hello everybody else. I'm gonna keep calling you that because I don't want to like. If you want to know Albatross's real name, then you have to watch their videos because they name drop it and it's secret.
Hi, Katie.
Hey, oh my God. I feel like I haven't seen or heard from you in forever. How are you?
Yes, welcome back.
She's making her reemergence.
I know. From the like snow.
Oh,
I was
man.
saying hello. What are you reading, Grace?
Oh, okay. I'm reading, I'm reading Feet of Clay for these sprints, but I'm also reading The Girl in the Tower. And I read that, like, sort of till this point of my day, and I was like, I'm gonna save my Feet of Clay for the sprints because me and Ben are buddy reading it, so I have 70 pages to read of this tonight.
What is that in one of the like so Discworld has those like sections. Is it in one of those?
Yeah, this is the third City Watch one.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really good. Like, it's so funny.
I'm woefully behind on all of that. I feel that. It felt too socially awkward to come back. That's a mood.
You're always
glad
welcome, Katie.
Yeah, that's what my Discord is for, because no one is like more awkward. You could just come in and be like, Greg.
No one's cool on this Discord.
You could just death battle people. You could be like, Greg is the worst president ever. Like anything, you'll fit in.
We have to give Katie a position in our new government.
That's right, and Sharon as well.
I mean,
Also,
hello, Ben.
Anita, how are you enjoying it?
You have 60 pages left. How can you possibly stop reading it? Because I could not stop reading it when I was that close to the end, because that book is just like zoom.
I'm already loving it. Like, I've heard people say that this is the best one. And so I feel like at this point, I'm about 150 pages in, and I don't know that I like it more than the first one. I feel like I like it just as much, though. So I'm excited to see where it goes and why people like it so much.
That's kind of how I felt. Like, I don't know if I loved it more than the first one, but I was very happy with the fact that I don't think it had middle book syndrome. And
it
so
doesn't feel so far like it does anyway.
So like the first book could definitely, I think it could be a standalone if it wanted to. Yeah. But I was just really happy with where she took the story, and I think it does a lot of good things. Nice. Oh, you finished it.
Oh my gosh. So many people are reading this right now. I know. And I'm so happy.
I need to read The Winter of the Witch. I'm trying to get through these books, and it's just not been happening. January was a good month for me. I read 4.5 books because I read a novella.
Good. Like, I look at you and I'm like, how do you have the time?
I had a great January.
How many books did you read? Or did you read good ones? I guess it doesn't matter how many.
Both. I read 13.
Wow. That's awesome.
It was like 4,300 pages or something, which was really good for me.
Yeah.
Like huge. But this month I've read 2.
Anita, you read the ending. Why did you do that? No, don't do that, Grace.
I don't plan on it.
No. Actually, I'm super excited. So I may have spent like 2 hours of the time I was supposed to be studying this afternoon, like plotting out this video that I want to do. And it's about Stormlight. And so I haven't done a Stormlight video yet. And so it's going to be the first in a series that I am going to call The Science of Sanderson.
I love that.
Ooh. So I'm not going to say anything else, but I'm super excited, and I hope that I can film it like sometime this week because I want to do it really bad. But Anita, like, at least it wasn't like there's not like a cliffhanger or anything.
These are like book sins, though.
I know they are book sins. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the reason I don't read romance is because I don't want to read it unless it ends up the way I want it to end up. And so sometimes I'll read the end of a romance book if I'm in the store and be like, worth my time or not worth my time.
I feel like a romance book, though, like you generally have a sense of where it's going. Like, you should.
Unless it's like devastating. I just got It Ends With Us by Colleen Hooverin, and I'm kind of like terrified to read it because people say it destroys them.
That's what I've heard, and I bought that for someone. So.
Are you saying that you read the last page in books? Albatross. I'm excited. You didn't have to tell us. I know, but I was really excited. And no one else understands. Though, so weird thing. I commented on a random video. I never watched like TV show video reviews, but it was about Euphoria, and I just started watching Euphoria. And the guy's channel was Bridge 4, and I didn't know if it was like the Bridge 4 or like some other weird thing.
I feel like it probably is.
Oh, it was, because I like commented some weird random thing, and then I got this huge message as a comment, like talking all about Sanderson and how like it was amazing that I knew what he was talking about, and I was like, okay.
Oh, that's so funny.
Welcome to BookTube. Come over here if you like Sanderson.
Yeah. That's kind of funny, like that they would have a channel named that and then not have kind of like made the jump to BookTube.
I know, right? I never connected like the two in my head. I would never have thought that it went together. A Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. What?
I think I've heard good things about that book, but I don't remember.
The Brits are invading.
Hi, Kieran.
Going to take over. I'm so happy to have everyone here. This is so much better than the last week.
I'm about to start and finish Senlin Ascends. That's ambitious, but that is a fast read if you want it to be. Like, I found that pacing to be really like quick.
Well, it is what? Are you 4 o'clock right now? Or are you 5 o'clock right now, Albatross? I can't remember if you're 3 or 2 hours behind us.
3 hours, right?
3. Is she on West Coast?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 hours. It's 4:15.
Okay, so you have more time. I don't know how you listen to audiobooks that fast. Also, I feel like I wouldn't have enjoyed Senlin as much if I had listened to it. I don't know why.
I struggled with the audiobook with Senlin.
Well, didn't you love the audiobooks, Greg?
Yeah. Yep, they're great. I don't know, like sometimes just like hearing the words made it awesome because they're so poetic sometimes. So.
Yeah, that is a good point.
I think for me, because I'm kind of new to fantasy, it's hard for me to listen to fantasy yet.
Yeah.
I haven't really listened to any fantasy. Well, actually, I guess that's not technically true, but I haven't really listened to any like heavy fantasy. Like I listened to the Song of Achilles and I listened to The Ocean at the End of the Lane. But those were both rereads for me, which was part of my strategy. Right. Mm-hmm. Trying to get myself acclimatized to audiobooks. But I'm actually currently listening to the audiobook for Anxious People, and I've loved both Frederick Bachman's that I've read so far, but I'm struggling a little bit with this because the voices used for some of the characters are so annoying.
Oh no. No.
And so is it a production or is it one person who's...
It's one person, but like it's a whole cast of characters, right? So the voice is being like moderated for each of the, or like modified for each of the characters, and there are a few of them where like when I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh my god, I can't stand this person. If I couldn't hear how they sounded, I might sympathize with them more. Also, in terms of Ocean at the End of the Lane, it's one of my favorite books. I don't know if you're asking about the audiobook specifically or just the book, but I love both, and I love that Neil Gaiman narrates his own stuff because I really like his voice. And I listened to it with him narrating it, and I like really enjoyed that.
I might have to try that. I've read Ocean at the End of the Lane, and it was nothing like I thought it was going to be, and I loved every bit of it. I was just like, what am I reading right now?
It's on my list for this year.
I just ordered The Sleeper and the Spindle, which is Gaiman's like retelling of Sleeping Beauty, and it's like half a novella and like half a graphic novel because there's a lot of illustrations in it. So I'm looking forward to that. But Greg, I was going to ask, with the Senlin books, whoever narrates them, do they do like fun voices for like the journalist who has all like the news stories and stuff at the beginnings of the books? Because I feel like that would be really cool.
That would be really cool.
Like some transatlantic accents.
His voice is like somewhat pompous already for some reason, but like he makes it more like journalistically.
For that reporter, it has to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just imagine him ridiculous, like one of those ridiculous wigs that they wore back in like what I'm talking about, like the big curly white wigs or something.
I just listened to two awesome audiobooks. Ready Player One, which I had never read before.
Oh, I love that book.
That audiobook is fantastic. And The Passengers by John Mars.
Oh, was that one made into a movie?
I don't think it was. I don't know. Stacy would know because she's the one that recommended it. But it's a full-on production, and it's kind of science fiction thriller where these 7 people, and like the first chapter tells you that 7 people get into their autonomous cars, and they're told in 2 hours and 45 minutes that they're all going to die.
Oh, yeah, that's not the movie I was thinking of. Nope. That sounds terrifying.
I think there's a movie called Passengers, but not The Passengers.
That's why
it's so freaking good.
And Kieran, yes, if you and Ben are the only ones invading, then you're going to lose the war again.
Oh, don't pull any punches.
I'm Benedict Arnold, though. You missed that arc from like a year and a half ago.
Oh, that is true. I know it tangentially.
Nope.
It's a Benedict Latrout, though.
Yeah, that's true. The Latrout was added later.
By Katrina, because she's a genius. Oh my god, what did I just do? Okay. I disappeared, you guys. Should we start well, what is everybody else reading? I guess we didn't ask you guys what you were reading. We talked about what we were reading.
Yeah.
The chat? Yeah.
Yeah, in the chat. Tell us what you're reading in the chat.
Do it.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Sharon's like, I'm just hanging on by thread. Let me read. I'm gonna switch between like this and Assassin's Apprentice because I really have to finish this book because I need to read Royal Assassin. And
I want to pick up The Bear in the Night.
Very cool.
I don't know what I'm reading. I'm listening to Ink and Bone.
I've heard good things about that. My friend
It's fun.
Reads the his other series. It starts with like a Hounded or something.
I don't know if it's the same one. This is by Rachel Kane.
Oh no, definitely not the same.
It's a YA. Kate and I are reading different books on libraries, like magical libraries.
Magical libraries are awesome.
So this one's YA, but it's older and it's really fun.
Okay.
Everyone hates like the first 7 chapters.
Jake, I'm glad I'm not the only person because I have tried to read Sword of Kaigen like 5 different times and I can never get past like the first 40 pages because I'm just bored out of my mind.
You have to get past the first perspective and then get into the...
There's multiple perspectives. I didn't know that far.
Just 2.
The kid and the mom.
But you have to get to the mom.
Oh, no, the mom is boring. That's the one I don't like.
No, she's not. How dare you?
That's like the most blasphemous thing I've ever heard you say.
The only thing I have gotten from this book is that she like is sad and their like sister-in-law doesn't want her to be sad anymore. That's about all I got. I don't like her. I don't know. I keep getting frustrated because sometimes there's books that like I just can't get into and everybody else seems to like The Eye of the World.
Well, for me currently that's, well, okay. I was going to say that's Faithful and the Fallen, but not that I can't get into it, but I just seem to have a veil over that series where I can't like it as much as everyone else does.
I really can't like that as much as everyone else does.
You hate it.
Yeah, well, I only read the first book, but yeah.
Well, looking back, I think I was a little bit like generous to Malice. Like I did like it, but I was a little bit generous. And then Valor, everybody was like, Valor's better. And then I read Valor and I was like,
nope.
Oh no.
I own the first one and the last one because I got the last one at a used bookstore and I haven't read it at all yet.
I'm probably gonna finish it. I don't know when. But we'll see.
Hi, Evie. Lovely. Don't let Anita fool you. I just need you to
Oh
know
my God,
that
hi,
she read
Evie.
the last page of the book before she finished it. So
Anita exposed herself, so now we
she
must
did.
also.
We must all. Okay, someone, and I don't remember who it was, threw me under the bus to Evie once, and so I'm gonna do it until I figure out who did it to me. I don't remember, but it happened.
What's me?
I know it wasn't you. You were an innocent. You are an angel, Sharon.
I would
We're
never
all
do that.
innocent flowers here.
Yes. Everybody else who hasn't gotten a chance to say so, put what you're reading in the comment section, and we are going to read. Do you guys just want to go to the top of the hour?
Yeah, I was gonna say that works.
Okay. Can I go off camera just so I can finish up work?
For all who are
Sounds good.
just come in.
Yeah, Feet of Clay, Dragon Reborn, and this is, people who don't know, this is the first book by the woman who wrote the Atlas 6. This has not been picked up by a publisher, but it totally should be. So,
Grace, how is Men at Arms? That's where I am.
Did you say you're at Men at Arms?
Yeah.
Like reading, have read it or
I
have?
started, but
Men-
it's in the pause pile.
Okay, gotcha. Men at Arms is so good too.
Okay.
I think you'll like it.
all right, guys. Ooh, the Emperor's Blade, fancy. We'll see you guys in a bit. How did it go for everyone?
Hello.
Hello.
I read almost 40 pages.
You were so fast.
It's really easy to read.
I think I did about 20 pages, but I also did a bunch of email.
Yeah, I did maybe like 20 or 22.
But it's reads really easy.
I think I read 15, but I also fed my dogs and moved locations because now I have slightly better lighting than I did before.
Yeah, I still can't figure out the freaking lighting.
I don't know. I don't have fancy places.
I have this big window in front of me, so that's usually the cause. Because I'm in one of the kids' bedrooms that is now my office.
Very nice. Natural lighting is always good if you can get it.
I can, but it doesn't work so well.
It is dark here, so.
I know. It's 5 o'clock, yeah.
Page 30.
Urza asked what order I'm reading in, so this is only my 4th Discworld book, because I read Mort, but then just moved on to the City Watch series.
I'm sad you didn't like Mort.
No, I liked it.
You did? I thought you didn't like it as much.
No, I think I said, like, I really liked it when I read it, but then after reading Guards and liking it more, I realized that, like, Mort was good, but not the best Discworld had to offer, if that makes sense.
I read soul music back when I was in high school, and so I already knew that I, like, loved death, and so I think I'm going to probably do that first.
I feel like the death series doesn't actually, like, well, okay, I've read one, but it doesn't have as much death as I want it to have. Like, the actual character.
Well, did you just read Mort?
Andrew said the same thing.
Yeah.
Did you just read Mort, though? You get more out of him. Because he's not the main character in Mort. Mort's the main character. And so, that's like, yeah. I have to go look, because apparently there's been book mail to be had. And I am intrigued. I must see the thing.
Who has book mail, Kate?
Oh, Albatross got book mail today. Very stunning book. I don't know what series it is. I don't remember. Can you put the series name in here? Because I don't remember.
Oh, I think she said Nevermore.
Nevermore. Yeah, I don't know what that book series is.
It's a middle grade. It's really good. I read the first one. I have the other 2 to read.
I read Guards this summer when Greg read it with Joanna.
I laughed out loud so hard at Guards.
Yeah, Terry Pratchett.
Especially the Brotherhood. Like, it was just so Monty Python.
Yeah. It does have a very Monty Python feel to it. That's a very good, apt description for it. Yeah, and Mort is not death. Mort is not death. Death wanted Mort to be death, and then he kind of failed epically at it. So, I feel this, Ben. Like, this is my life. Get distracted constantly while reading. I don't know why I can't. Like, I don't know if any of you feel this way. When I was in, like, high school, for those of you who did read, like, when you were younger, I mean, I could sit there and I could not move for, like, 3 hours. And I could do nothing but read. And now I can't do that anymore. Like, the littlest things distract me, but I used to get completely and utterly enthralled in a book, and I just can't anymore.
Yeah, but we didn't have, like, lists to make and things going on in the background. And
Netflix did not exist, so...
Yeah, there's those distractions too.
Mm-hmm. I used to be able to do the same thing.
Yeah, me too.
Also, Katie, Death is a character.
Yes, Death is... I was going to say a human, but he's not.
Death is Death.
Death is Death. With a capital D. Yes.
Yeah, Mort is a separate character, but I understand the confusion because I thought that same thing before I started reading them, whereas, like, Mort is Death in French.
Oh my god, I didn't know that until right now. Oh my god, I feel so stupid. Oh my god. Okay.
Would you say you're mortified?
Oh. Oh no!
Did you just
kick him out for that?
Did you just
Yes!
kick him out?
That is a pun offense. That is pun offense.
That was a dad joke.
That was terrible, Greg. Why would you do that to me? Yes.
For a second,
Yes,
I thought
there's a
Greg
but
just
I'm
mic dropped and then left, but you kicked him out.
Huh? What'd you say?
I said for a second, I thought Greg just mic dropped and left.
No, Kate just drop kicked him.
Yes,
And then he left.
I did.
Absolutely.
But back to the death being a character. I guess I would spoil the book. Never mind. There's my favorite young adult book about World War II where death is the narrator.
Oh, yeah. Wait, is it? Well, I don't want to say it either now, just in case.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think
I'll
I've
just put
read
it in there. Yeah, but it's one of my favorite books.
I was gonna say I think it's a book that I loved too. It made me cry, but oh yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay, I haven't read it yet, but I own it. I mean,
it's a lovely book. Lovely,
Yeah.
lovely book.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I remember I was finishing that book while I was on the way to the cottage with my parents, and I was crying in the back seat, and they were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No,
no, I'm not. It's fine. It's fine."
I honestly think that should be I'm frustrated with high school and middle school because they're still reading there's so many good, more recent classics, and I think that's one of them.
Yeah, no one should ever have to read Catcher in the Rye. They can pick something else about teen angst that exists in the world. The Catcher in the Rye is the worst book. That's
more relevant, right? There's so many other things that teenagers are dealing with now versus in the 60s.
Well, aren't they reading The Hate You Give is one of them? I think The Book Thief would be a good one to add when you're reading. Because I remember when I was in 8th grade, we read Diary of Anne Frank, and then we also read Night by Elie Wiesel.
Mm-hmm. Which is why, didn't you get that question right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, that was one of my favorite things that I read when I was in high school. I love the book. I don't love the subject matter, but it's very hard to read. But
there are a lot of modern classics that I feel like it's going to take another 10 years at least for all of them.
And then they'll be outdated.
Yeah.
They never let you read fantasy books though, which kind of sucks.
We read actually this really isn't even fantasy. I guess it's more dystopian sci-fi, but we read The Hunger Games in grade 9.
Oh, really? That'd be cool.
Which was really relevant at the time because I was in grade 9 in 2011. So I'm sorry. my apologies. But also it was really relevant book at the time. So I was surprised that they actually had that as our reading.
A, Shakespeare's awesome. B, The Chrysalids is also awesome, and not enough people read that book.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
It is a very... Oh, I need to take the banner down. I never remember to take the banner down. It is a dystopian book that it has a weird religious aspect to it, where anyone who has any sort of deformity is considered touched by their version of the devil. And it's classic sci-fi, it's classic dystopian, but I'd never heard of it before the summer of quarantine, because I decided that I was going to read a bunch of things that I felt like I should have read when I was younger, school and stuff like that. And so I went on this epic quest to read a bunch of dystopian fiction, and I found it and read it, and I really liked it.
Jake, you're
I also read it last... Oh, wait, no. now.
Grace, how old are you? 12?
Evie's roasting me. Evie, I'm turning 25 this year, so...
Oh, God.
Don't even.
Yeah.
My quarter life.
Of Mice and Men is really good. I went on a Steinbeck binge after reading that in high school, and East of Eden is just...
So East of Eden is when I started, and it's in the pause pile with Valor and Guns of the Dawn that I want to pick up. Those three I want to pick up again.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. I love the beginning of East of Eden.
It's this I don't know. I went to Lutheran school until I was in 5th grade. So like I'm not religious, but I appreciate like the Bible allegory in it and stuff, and like the Cain and Abel thing. Like I really liked it. 1984 is my favorite book of all time. So good. Everyone should have to read that.
There's things that we read in high school that I think I would appreciate more now, like Lord of the Flies is one of those. I didn't hate it at the time, not as much as some other people did, but I didn't really like it that much either. Although one book that I have beef with is The Handmaid's Tale.
Cool.
I hated it so much.
What? No.
Are you whatting about Lord of the Rings or Handmaid's Tale?
Handmaid's Tale.
Have you read The Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah.
It was really depressing.
Okay,
yeah,
I lied.
That's the point.
The Great Gatsby is my favorite book of all time. 1984 is second. The Handmaid's Tale's rough to read, but it's not as bad as the show is.
I've never watched the show. I refuse.
I watched like 2 episodes, and
I haven't read or watched it.
Block user. No spammers.
Okay, I was gonna say, is that a spam person?
Yes. Somehow the Russian spammers get on this channel.
I think my favorite thing that I read at school was actually a book I chose myself, which was I did a paper on using A Time to Kill by John Grisham and To Kill a Mockingbird by
I love A Time to Kill.
You all know what.
It's the best John Grisham book there is.
To Kill a Mockingbird is amazing. I really loved it.
I can't remember what I read in high school, so we're just gonna leave it at that.
The Great Gatsby is my favorite, I think, but it's very divisive. People either love it or they hate it.
I love it.
Oh yay. I'm so happy.
It wasn't like a school reading. I read it in high school, but it wasn't like for high school. Like I read it myself.
That makes sense. Oh, the Testaments. I haven't read the second one.
I have not read the Testaments. The Handmaid's Tale was assigned reading for me, and based on my feelings about it, I never wanted to read the second one.
I have her dystopian trilogy that I have not read yet. The Mad Adam trilogy that starts with Oryx and Crake, which I heard is really good. I really want to try it because I love dystopian. It's my favorite subgenre, but also, there's way too much fantasy to get to.
I like dystopian sometimes, but sometimes if it's a little bit too depressing, I just can't see past it. I can't enjoy it if I'm not if the book doesn't have an enjoyable aspect, then I can't enjoy it for the other things, if that makes sense. I don't have always the capability to do that.
It can be emotionally taxing. So
I was just looking up the ones you guys talked about because I've never heard of them before. The Chrysalids and what was the other one?
The Mad Adam trilogy, is that it? Or the Testaments?
Yeah.
The Testaments is the second one of The Handmaid's Tale, right?
Oryx and Crake is the first in her trilogy. But I just I literally went on thrift books and I was what are all the old dystopian novels that I haven't read yet? And I got a bunch of them, and I tried to read Moby Dick that summer, and I got 50 pages in and said I did not care about ships that much, and I put it down. Can't do it.
Someone mentioned climate change dystopia, and the one book that I just finished that I think I was telling Kate about was How High We Go in the Dark, that just came out.
Oh, is it good?
That was really good, yeah. That was it's also sort of depressing, but in a different way, I think. I don't know what works for me and what doesn't, but it was really good. The whole thing is a climate plague when stuff's melting and releasing a virus into the earth, into the planet, and how it affected everybody. And it was pretty cool because it spans hundreds of years and a lot of different people whose stories are interconnected. So it's almost like a short story collection, but all the people are connected.
Oh, that's cool. I have it on my list, but I haven't.
Albatross alerted me yesterday to the fact that Amazon is doing another 3-for-2 sale, and it was on there, the How High We Go in the Dark. So I ordered it, and it was on its way to me.
It's really gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
So Target has a 3 for 2 sale, but the thing about Target is that it's on pre-orders as well. So if there's things that you want to pre-order, that's what I did.
Cool.
Children of the Corn. What?
Is Children of the Corn a movie too?
I only know it as a movie. I didn't know it was a book.
Oh, it's a short story in Night Shift, Stephen King.
I saw that movie. That was weird.
I don't do horror.
I don't do horror movies. I'm dipping my toes into horror books a little bit, but I'm a baby.
Hey, Angela.
Hi, Angela.
Hello, Angela.
It is definitely a movie. There's on Jake's channel. We're doing a read-along of Stephen King short stories, and I think it was one of the ones, and he can chime in, that not too many people really liked.
It seems very odd.
Well, it's Stephen King.
I mean, yeah.
That's all that needs to be said.
Yes. How are your 20 pages of Wheel of Time, Greg? Did anything happen?
Not really. Well, I don't know. I have like an issue with the series that the women characters identify themselves like a lot based on men, which is like kind of weird because in their like area or whatever, not to, or like to be as vague as possible, like in their group, a lot of them can't marry, so it's like they're like talking about marriage and stuff, and I'm like, why are we talking about this all the time? But there was like a good quote to like perfectly exemplify what I'm talking about, so I actually tabbed something. And yeah.
Did they walk, Greg? I don't know what that means.
Did who walk?
I don't know. Anita, what do you mean? You're speaking in code.
You must elaborate.
Did they tug on braids? Oh. I have heard that joke. Good Lord. Oh, so like, okay, yes, I see. Hello, twin.
Ooh, hi,
my
Kate.
Twin. Yes, the extensive amount of walking and the braid tugging I have heard about. And I've heard that the female characters aren't the greatest and that he like kind of sucks at writing them. So I don't know. Grace, what are your opinions on that?
You haven't read Wheel of Time either?
That's an interesting question. No, I have not, because I have tried to read The Eye of the World on 6 different occasions and I can never get past halfway.
6 is an admirable amount of times to try.
I made a deal with Andrew that I have to finish it this year. I have
the whole series, or the
No. The first book. I promised him I would, because he gave the Broken Earth trilogy another try, and that was like our trade-off. Was he would have to finish a book he didn't want to finish, and I would have to finish a book I didn't want to finish.
Fair enough deal. I mean, it's a longer book for you, though.
Yes. I feel like I need to give it the whole, like, book try, though. I will also give Sword of Kaigen another try.
Oh, I'm reading it in May.
Sword of Kaigen, I don't think is as challenging. Like, once you get further into it, like, I feel like that one is a little bit less daunting.
I love Avatar. I don't understand why I don't like this book yet.
People don't like it until chapter 7. So if you haven't gotten to like chapter 7 or 8, then
I gotta see.
In the majority. I'm weird and liked it in chapter 2 because they started talking about like the media climate on K-Con or whatever the island is. And
K-Con?
Wrong. That's
Jade City.
It's called Kaigen.
Kaigen.
Wait,
Kaigen's the entire island? Oh shoot, I should have known. But yeah.
The Sword of Kaigen.
Yeah, for some reason I just thought it was the name of the peninsula.
Well, that's still where they live, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, well, regardless.
I should have known.
Okay, I gotta find this.
But,
oh my god.
Kate,
go ahead.
You asked me about the female characters in Wheel of Time, and I just feel like overall, Robert Jordan has a lot of battle of the sexes stuff going on. Like, it's not even necessarily the male or the female characters that do it more. It's both. And it kind of just is that way. So I feel like the other stuff is strong enough for me to deal with rolling my eyes at the way that the characters think sometimes, because I'm like, whatever, like, I don't care about it that much. It doesn't bother me that much. So it's the year mileage may vary thing.
You're gonna love us and leave us though? I think the love part was not towards all of us,
Hey,
but
I
I'll
love
take it
you
anyway.
more.
Where is Ben?
In the UK?
The UK.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it looks like Kieran ditched us earlier. He didn't want to lose the war. It's fine.
Yeah.
Good night, Ben. Have a good day at school tomorrow. You've school tomorrow, right? Or today, or whenever the time is.
He has online school, so he won't have to
that counts.
he can sleep in.
Ugh. We had to go. We're back on campus now, so.
Well, he is
8
too,
a.m. classes.
but tomorrow's online. Like Thursdays are online.
Lucky duck. Lucky duck. I keep forgetting that I have to finish that Clan of Cave Bear book. I'm like 7 chapters in, and it's not terrible, but
that's huge. That's a huge book too.
It's 500 pages, 500 and something pages.
What
so
is this?
The Clan of Cave Bear. I was explaining it to you before Jeopardy.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I forgot what the title was, but I remember you explaining that to me.
It's like prehistoric peoples. I really like. I wish I could phone my dad up and be like, "Why the hell is this your favorite book?" But
maybe by the end you'll know.
Maybe. I should have read it earlier so I could have like roasted him about it. It's not my thing. But yeah. It'll be interesting. I'm going to see if I can get everything done. I have another exam this month, so. Greg, have you started this?
I have not. I must do things.
Is that The Color of Law?
Yeah, The Color of Law.
Oh my god, I want to read that. I totally forgot about that book.
Have you looked at it, Greg? Because I swear, where is it? Okay. Here's where the author notes and acknowledgement start.
Oh, yeah,
this
yeah,
much
I
is
saw
not
that.
even book.
Yeah.
This is not book.
That's
is book.
long.
This is not
Holy
book.
crap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it because there's a lot of references too?
I think it's well documented or like well researched and stuff.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of like it's just like an index after index and notes on things and like all of the statistics and stuff, which I mean
Let me
I'm
put
glad.
this on my want to read, guys.
But the acknowledgement starts on page 241 and the book is done on page like 350, so it's like 100 pages of book are absolutely nothing.
And frequently asked questions starts on page 219.
They're arcane. Oh no, that worries me. I can only imagine what rough scenes exist in prehistoric times. There are no dinosaurs, though. There are cave lions, but no dinosaurs.
Katie.
I feel that.
I'll sometimes read acknowledgements, depending on like how much I like it, I guess, how much I like the book.
Bye, Urza. Have a good night.
Hi, Urza.
Oh, good night, Urza.
There's, and I think Evie can probably correct me, but I think Stephen Graham Jones's author notes are usually very connected to the story.
Oh.
Yeah.
So don't read them before you read it?
Yeah, no, don't read them at the first.
Yeah, usually the author notes are at the end of the book, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, I don't usually read them first anyway, but still. I feel like sometimes you wouldn't know whether there was any spoilers in there or not.
This is true. I had a thought, and the thought just went whoop, right out of my brain. That's been happening. I don't remember what I was going to say. Do you guys want to read again?
Sure.
I would enjoy that.
All right.
I'm going to have a dinner making sprint.
Enjoy your dinner making sprint.
Yes, fish tacos.
What are you making? Oh, fish
That's-
tacos? Ooh, very cool.
Very yum. Very, very yum.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to come back at the top of the hour again?
Yes.
Sure.
Well, that works for me. I also think that when we do come back, it will be time for me to say goodnight. But I'll do this sprint and then,
Yeah, you have to work in the morning, don't you?
I do. I'm also going to the gym before work, so I'm getting up at like 5:30.
Girl. I don't know how you do that. Good for you.
I
Can you send me some of your like extra energy because
I'll send you any extra that I end up with. If I send you too much, I won't be able to do it either.
Okay. We'll see everybody at the top of the hour. Enjoy your readings.
Good evening.
Hello, friends.
Are you awake, Kate?
Perfect timing, everyone.
Yes. I don't know if anyone saw the absolutely ridiculous comment we had in the chat that I had to block a certain person named Dildo Gaggins. I don't even know where people. I can't. At least it was a fantasy name. I don't even know. Like,
I mean, that's
It's on brand.
yeah.
I saw the comment and I was like, what in the world? And then I saw the name and I was like, oh, a spam comment.
Hello. Hi, friends.
Oh, hello.
I was like, okay, this could either be like someone who thinks they're super funny, and then I saw that like the picture was of a penis, and I was like, okay, never mind.
No.
A penis with a hobbit's face on it.
It did. I didn't look that closely.
Oh,
It had a
comment.
face on it.
The comment doesn't disappear on StreamYard. It only disappears on YouTube.
Oh god.
Oh no, it disappeared for me.
Yeah, it says was blocked for me.
Oh,
Sure.
mine's still here.
I mean, no, like I agree, it's clever, but it's also like not appropriate.
So I'll be honest. I looked at the picture for a hot second, and I thought that was Greg's face because it's such a small picture, and I was like, "Greg, what are you doing?"
Apparently people do still do that. It was I'm not gonna lie, I took a picture of the comment because I was like, this is absolutely stupid and I have to show my friends.
That should be immortalized in haters comedy.
I will put it there. It says Valentine's Day tip. Take a slice of pizza, squeeze the grease, boom, massage oil, thumbs up. I'm just like, what is this?
Actually, a pretty funny comment.
So it wasn't like horribly inappropriate, but I was kind of just afraid. So now I feel like it had to have been like a troll, right? It had to have been a troll.
Oh, I don't blame you for blocking the comment.
Okay.
But I just think it was actually kind of funny.
It is funny. Okay, maybe I was being a little worried, but I was like, oh god.
It could have gotten worse quickly, I think.
Yes, that's why I did it. I was like, I don't want it to escalate.
It could have deteriorated quickly.
Oh, there's a joke in there somewhere. Greg, you're on the fire tonight.
Oh no.
Find the pun. Find the pun in there.
I don't know. I've got nothing.
Your brain's not working.
Just don't keep it going.
I had to like switch books because I just could not handle what was happening in this book right now.
Which book? Assassins of Purpose?
Oh, no, Alone with You in the Ether. It's this like, it's by the girl who wrote the Atlas 6, but it's like this romance, but it's really like intense because the main female character definitely has bipolar disorder or some version of like a personality disorder. And then the main male character, like I don't know what happened with him, but he's like attempted suicide in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it's very intense and fraught, and she's just like spiraling, and I just can't handle it right now.
It's purposeful bipolar disorder is what you're saying.
No, yeah, like
writing.
She is diagnosed. Like I'm pretty sure, like she's on medication. Like it's not, I'm not diagnosing people in the book. Like it's part of the story.
Yeah, because I've read a lot of bad writing where it looks like people are bipolar.
No, this is actually like one of the reasons why I think this book is astonishing is that it is incredibly accurate in its portrayal of bipolar disorder. So, and like the way that her like spiraling thinking goes when she's like around her family versus like her self-sabotage, like she's doing an excellent job of writing it, which is partially probably why I'm feeling uncomfortable and needed to like pause. So now I'm gonna watch Fitz get tortured.
Oh, much better.
I'm gonna move to a more fantasy version of something sad.
Yes, but at least I know how it ends. So it's
true.
That doesn't help anything.
I've read all three.
In this book, it does.
I know what happens at the end of the series, so like.
Oh, okay.
I know all is not lost.
Not entirely.
Not entirely. Yes, that's true.
On another note, a weird adaptation thought I had. So
for Fitz?
No, not for
Oh.
Fitz. This is going back to what I was saying about bad writing or bipolar disorder.
Yes.
So imagine imagine a fantasy book with really bad writing is getting adapted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And instead of making the dialogue better, they keep it similar, but instead write the character with a bipolar disorder and actually acknowledge that. And actually write that into the show instead of just correcting bad writing. Would that work as an adaptation, you think?
Wait, repeat?
It probably depends on the personality of the character and how, like...
So imagine a character's written so badly, Kate, that it
Mhm.
looks like they have bipolar disorder, but that's not anywhere in the text.
Uh-huh.
But you can read it into it really easily.
Mhm.
And the adaptation, instead of correcting the really bad writing, they decide to actually write bipolar disorder into the character and make that and add that and adapt that into the character. Do you think that could be a good adaptation?
It could be artistic license. I don't think it would be bad. I think that if I were to see something like that happen, especially if it was a book that I enjoyed or something that I had issues with while reading, that like I would want the author, or yeah, we do. I would want like the author or someone to like say that this is what the intention was, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like I would like that, but I wouldn't require it. Like I wouldn't be mad about it as long as it was written accurately and the portrayal of the person with the mental illness was accurately portrayed and not like stereotypified.
Yeah, because like depending on the characteristics of the person and what kind of like behaviors they display and stuff, it could translate, you know?
Yeah.
Also, before I get too wrapped up into this discussion,
Oh, you're gonna go to bed, aren't you?
I'm gonna say goodnight.
Good night,
I'm gonna go to bed.
Good night.
But it was nice to talk to you for 2 seconds, Pete.
Yeah, it was good seeing you.
I wish you all of the luck getting up at 5 in the morning to go to the gym.
Thank you.
Oh no, why would you kill yourself like that?
5:30, guys.
You should do the Wordle. Wake up and do the Wordle, and then you'll be ready for the gym.
The Wordle made me so mad today.
We won't talk about today's Wordle.
Yeah, today's Wordle was infuriating.
It was written in American. And
I felt so dumb. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, no wonder why.
It broke my brain. But
I'm sorry.
I was trying to spell it the British version, I'll have you know.
That's the correct way.
Good night, Grace. Get lots of sleep.
On that note, good night, everyone.
Get lots of sleep.
If we talk about what, Anita? I don't
I think she was referring to the weird thing.
Is the app we're downloading? I don't have the app. I just use it like on the website. Greg doesn't play.
Technically not an app. There is a Wordle app, but it's a completely different game.
Yeah.
And then I think they added an actual Wordle thing into the app. It's just it's a website.
Yeah.
If you search Wordle, it'll come up.
I told you that like my med school class has a Wordle group me and it's called Wordle Bitch and I love it so much. And every time I see it, I get Britney Spears stuck in my head. But people are really competitive and I don't want to ever post when it takes me like 6 tries because some of my classmates are always like 3 tries. I'm like, I do it at 6 in the morning. Give me a break.
I consistently get 4 or 5. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I can't do
I
that.
have a strategy. I'm consistent. That's all I care about. I can
Greg,
do it.
Have you tried the Wordle?
I have not. No, I'm a dangus.
Are you a dangus or do you just not want to be part of the status quo? That's fine. You don't have to Wordle.
Yeah, Wordle is a movie, right? I don't watch movies.
What?
Imagine, give it 6 years, it'll turn into a movie.
Wordle the movie? That would be painful.
Every pandemic phase will turn into a movie. I'm predicting it now.
No. Oh no.
Yep.
You know, there are like baby clothes and things that people make that are like, look at my pandemic baby. And I'm like, you're
that's
what?
I understand the joke.
What?
But I'm not
all
well, that's the thing. If you're in the pandemic, you either got a new house, got a new dog, now you got a new baby.
Oh, what? We have to come up with a Gregdle.
That does not roll off the tongue.
Every word. Just call it
it has to be a Greggle. It's a Greggle, not a Gregdle. A Greggle.
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 Well, Greg.
Mm-hmm. It's each day. It's a new political term.
Hegemony.
No,
Not-
that's just mean. How many people do you think actually know what that word is? Well, why is that the one that popped into your head first?
Because I said it today, and I'm like, did I need to say this? And I'm like, why did I say this?
You used the word hegemony
Please
today?
use that in a conversation.
What were you talking about?
Nelson Mandela's autobiography.
Oh, were you arguing with someone again about it?
No, I was just talking to myself because I was doing the review.
Oh, how'd
How
that go?
you used it in a conversation with yourself.
I
That's
did
also-
a conversation with myself. It's good. It's a lot of editing. I just talked for a while and kind of like summarized. I didn't expect to summarize it as much as I did, but I just started talking and said many things that happened.
I mean, so we got a Reader's Digest version of Nelson Mandela's life.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. TLDR version. I like Anita's first clue for the Greggle. Bernie without an E. It's much easier than hegemony.
Yes.
Hegemony is more than 5 letters. It's a count. I have to put. I'm gonna put that on the haters comment. I think that's hilarious. I'm sorry, I can't get over the dodo gaggins. That's gonna haunt my dreams. Pete, what are you reading? Still Infinite Jest?
No, not tonight. I mean, yes, but not tonight.
Oh, you got Gerzo? How
I
is
did.
it?
I feel like more people got this than I realized. But
Really?
yeah, because I know like 2 other people that I think might have gotten the arc. I don't know. But it's good. It's interesting. I think Alan might like it because of the history.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of exposition.
How is the writing?
Pretty good. A lot of exposition though, because he's explaining a lot of the historical context within historical and mythological context within the book.
But is it good?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's very interesting. I love it.
Oh, that's good. I might have to check it out.
He ties a lot of interest, like there's King Arthur in it. There's the cult of Gurzel was actually a real thing. He said.
What?
I'm like, oh yeah.
Googling. Keep going.
And that's down in Libya. And there's the Vandals and the Byzantines and some other stuff. Excuse the dog in the background, but he's excited that his owner is home. But so a lot of that is there's a lot of complex situations going on, and he's explaining a lot of it.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
So my
He's a
one
yappy
thing is
dog.
I think he's a rat terrier, so he's super
Oh.
yappy.
What were you saying? Your one thing?
I think it should have been longer. Like he's like, yeah, it's only 250 pages, and I'm reading this. I'm like, I think he could have got this information across better if it had been longer.
Like, you think you're not going to get enough plot?
Essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But book 2's coming out soon, so
That's exciting.
yeah.
I was actually writing a little bit yesterday and today. It's been a really freaking long time, but I don't know why. But I all of a sudden was just like, I'm gonna start writing my book again, which is not a book yet, but I have ideas, so we'll see.
Yeah, I've been trying to get back into that because I have one idea that I really want to write that I've started into, and then Tick Tick Boom was just like made me want to write more.
Andrew Garfield is up for an Oscar for that
Right?
role. I'm so excited.
Deserves it for that.
But if Encanto doesn't win for animated feature, I'm gonna riot.
Who else is up for animated feature? I only saw the
Luca
whatever.
and some other things. It has to be Encanto.
I would rather Encanto than Luca. I haven't seen.
But
Luca.
if Billie Eilish wins the Oscar for Best Song over Lin-Manuel Miranda, I will also riot because that's ridiculous.
Billie Eilish is pretty talented.
I know, but that song is not better than the one song from Encanto that plays when you find out Abuela's like backstory. That song is amazing. I can't say it. It's in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. But anyway. Yes.
I have not listened to Billie Eilish's song, so I don't know.
It's from the James Bond movie, No Time to Die. Something. I don't
That's dope.
know. Yep.
That she had a James Bond thing.
Yeah. I haven't watched it though. I haven't watched the new James Bond movie. I haven't watched a movie in a long time. But because now I'm watching Schitt's Creek because it's freaking hilarious. I think I watched like 8 episodes yesterday.
Oh my.
What the
like
heck,
20...
David?
Ew,
That's
David.
so much Schitt's Creek. David.
Okay, now you need to do an Alexis in one of your videos. Is Alexis the
Cali Girl Blacksmith?
Yes! That's what I was just about to say. Is she's the inspo? You can walk around with her little like. The reason I started watching the show is because for some reason, like an interview with her and Dan Levy came up on my YouTube, and I was like, okay, I like Eugene Levy and Dan Levy, so I'll watch this. And she was talking about how people like assume that she's like Alexis in real life, and she's not. And so I was like, okay, she just sounds so funny. I have to watch it. And now, oh my God, I can't. I can't stop. Ew, David.
I just realized yesterday that the main character for Encanto is the same girl that plays
Rosa in Parks and
Rosa, right? Yeah.
Rosa Diaz.
I was like, wow, I cannot recognize her voice outside of Rosa Diaz.
You can hear it when she sings. Like next time you watch or listen to the music, I don't know if you do, but I do. I can't do. Oh, Greg, you can do Moira. She's so dramatic. I almost can't handle her. I cannot. What she say? Like she says these like one-liners about how like we're all gonna die or leave me in the closet so I can perish forever, and I'm just like,
same.
What? I think the episode I ended on, maybe I didn't watch 7, was the one where she like ends up in the closet drinking, and then she goes to the restaurant. Alexis is supposed to be watching her, and she like leaves her alone, and then she ends up going to the school and like trying to teach the kids drama class. She's like, what do you need? Who wrote this damn script anyway? The teacher. I love
It's not even worth living if I don't have my wigs. I don't remember her voice.
Yeah. Oh God.
She's not talking about actually wigs. She's talking about wigs, the political party. So.
Oh, of course. Of course. All I need is a bathtub and a long extension cord. Sorry. I shouldn't be laughing about this, but it's so.
This sounds perfectly dark.
I know.
That was amazing.
She's just perfect. I love her. And the gag with the sign is just like, I just feel like they hit all of the comedy like points, and I don't find any of them like obnoxiously stupid where I hate them. They're just like, oh God, I love it.
The sign, you mean like the
when he puts the sign, this is definitely not her sister, or don't worry, this is not his sister.
Yeah, that was like the 3rd episode. I remember now. Oh, that was amazing.
Don't worry, this is his sister, because that makes it better. Okay. I'm sorry, Pete. Have you watched Schitt's Creek?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You would like it.
It's hilarious. It's so family, rich, super rich, stupid, like Paris Hilton, Kardashian type family thing. They like lose all their money because one of their investors are like people like hedge fund people like did them dirty. Anyway, they lost everything. But apparently the dad had bought a town in the middle of like Missouri or some shit like this for their son as a joke. And so they end up moving there because they have nothing. And it's in the middle of nowhere.
Owning a town doesn't sound like nothing.
That's what I said. How does one own a town? And Greg said that I had to suspend my disbelief.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. So I did. Their accountant. But yes.
Their accountant screwed them over? Oh, heck yeah. I want to meet this guy.
Pete's like, yeah, it's me. I'm going to learn some pointers here.
Not really. No. Accountants don't do fraud. Don't trust accountants. Do trust accountants, but don't trust. trust them not to do fraud because accountants are honorable people, especially
Yes.
CPAs.
Oh God. In the first episode when the guy's walking out with like all the jewelry. And he's like, I can't believe you work harming people. I was just like, how do you do this for a living? I can't.
See, I think the initial premise of the show is probably why I haven't watched it yet, is because the premise is like a Kardashian level family.
But like, so
following rich people just kind of disgusts me sometimes.
the thing that sold me was when I was watching this interview with Annie Murphy, who plays Alexis. They like asked her about like the development of her character and how like she really wanted her to be you to see all like the layers of a person, because yeah, the annoying Kim Kardashian people are like on the surface, but she had a heart underneath, and how like they grow over the seasons. And I was like, okay, if there's like good character development and they're not shallow all the time, then maybe this show is worth my time. And so
yeah, I mean, there's like definitely a lot of the annoying rich people shallow moments, but like they're like the butt of the joke, so that's why it's funny kind of usually.
when he does the like fake interview, when he's like when the dad's interviewing the son for like the job, like the practice interviews, and he's like, why do you want this job? So that I can get eye cream. Yeah, I don't. Can't. I love it. Yeah, I know. I'm hoping that it's really good. It reminds me of Arrested Development by like I watched the first episode of Arrested Development and was like, this isn't funny, this is stupid, I'm not watching it. And then I went back again and tried again, and it hooked me. And the same thing happened with this. So sorry I'm going on and on about Schitt's Creek. This show is just so funny.
Yeah, I've got to rewatch it eventually.
When did you stop? I think the last season just dropped or something.
I haven't watched it in a couple of years at least.
I mean, it's close enough to your reality TV that I'm not surprised you have watched it. Do you have a Bachelor update for us, Greg?
Do I have a Bachelor update? Oh boy, what happened?
Have you figured out the location from the stars yet?
The location of what?
The Bachelor Mansion, of course.
Oh,
So you can stand outside and wait for one of the girls
yeah.
to come out being rejected and be like, hey, I can.
Greg knows all about the rose ceremony. That's why I put him on the thumbnail.
It's true. True.
You need to do like a Bachelor style like TBR one month or something, where you like show all these
just
books,
have
and then
you
just have them up and make it dramatic and put like the music.
It would work a lot better as a top 10 of 2020.
Yes, Greg, you have to. Oh my God. Will you accept this rose? And then you can do like an anthropomorphized voice for the book. And then open the book and then put the rose inside the book and close it. Oh, perfect. Symbolism.
Joe Millionaire.
Oh yeah, that's
what?
Like rebooted offshoot type thing or something that I haven't seen.
Every single person has $1 million automatically.
There is a show on Netflix that I am ashamed to say that I watched during quarantine, and that is Love is Blind, and they are putting new episodes up this week. I'm not going to be able to stop myself from watching that epic train wreck.
That's what is the premise of that one again?
So there's a lot of really hot rich people who are supposed to be normal people that are definitely not normal people. That come, and like there's these weird pods that face each other, and there's like a wall separating them, and the guys and the girls are on either side, and they go on this pod and they talk to people, and they like go down the line, and then they pick people they want to talk to again, and then after a week someone has to propose, and if you propose and say yes, then you like get to meet each other face to face, and then you have all these things you have to do, and then at the end of the season there's weddings, and they wait until you're like at the altar with your family and your friends and your wedding dress and all this sorts of stuff, and then they're like, do you want to marry this person? And some of them say no, and it's tragic, and it's just so dumb. It's the dumbest thing ever. It's the dumbest thing ever.
I do agree.
But it's what, Greg?
It's crazy that they like agree to making or to like waiting until they get to the altar to say no.
Exactly.
They're being compensated.
Yeah.
2 of the
That's part of it.
couples are still together and still married.
That's good.
Surprised. That's as many as are still together from Love Island, isn't it? I think so. It's not that many. It's way more of a shit show than Love Island is. Love Island is better.
Love Island is also a shit show.
Yes, but it's not as much of a shit show as Love is Blind.
I don't know.
The only thing I know about Love Island is that one clip where they were talking about Brexit and cheese, and they didn't understand.
What? What season is that from?
I don't know. I've seen a meme. That's it. That's the extent of my knowledge of pop culture.
I have watched
memes.
a season and a quarter of Love Island. And let me tell you, a season of Love Island is 50 episodes. Yeah, right? That was my face when I figured out it was 50 episodes, Greg.
Worth.
Watch this season. Okay. Wait a
I
minute.
understand that one, the second to last Doctor Who episode of the first season of New Who now.
New Who?
Eccleston.
Oh, okay. I've never heard it called that before.
New Who, old Who. It's what the new seasons of Doctor Who, second to last episode, and they're like, oh yeah, there's 50 channels of Big Brother going on. What?
Yeah.
And they randomly select people from Earth. Like what?
Nope. No, thank you. No, thank you. Shall we read again for a little bit before
Sure.
the end?
Yeah, I'll read more.
Do you
I'm getting very tired, but I will read.
I'm gonna read anyways. I have. What's 250 minus 177? I have like 80 pages left.
No one knows.
Yeah.
It's like it's 73.
You can't do math live.
Pete, you're the accountant. You live with
I
numbers.
just said it was 73.
Do you need a calculator to do? I'm just kidding. You're way better than I am. It's fine.
257. So like you have 50 and then you have 30, but like it's not 30 because it's 77. So it's 73 plus 50 was 80.
Yes.
Math. The accountant finally did math.
All right. We will come back at 9:50 or 50. Just another 20-minute sprint to say that we sprinted again.
Sprint.
Yes. So we'll see you guys in a bit.
See you.
All right.
Lordy, I have like 25 pages left.
You can do it.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it tonight.
I think, reached the part where the book is going to take off for me because we just met Shade, and I love Shade.
I wish he had more time in the first one, honestly.
Oh, I love Shade. I remember loving him when I was younger, and so I hope I feel the same, but I love this trope.
Yeah.
The whole trope that he's involved in. And so, and the secret passageways and everything. And so I'm just...
Yeah. I always when I was a kid, I read, not when I was a kid, I was in college. I mean, I was a kid, but when I was in college, I was like, wait, this is called The Assassin's Apprentice? This is nothing like any other assassin book I've read.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't dark and edgy. I mean, it's dark, but it's more sad pain to main character dark.
Yeah. It's not like in my eyes, like the most, like one of the quintessential like assassin stories that I ever read was the Night Angel trilogy by Brent Weeks. And I love the Night Angel trilogy for what it is. It's like the younger end of the adult fantasy spectrum in my eyes.
Oh wait, it's not.
It's not YA.
I'm getting Night Angel confused with
Nevernight.
Nevernight. Yep,
no, it's not Nevernight.
Nevernight's the one that I hear about, and I've heard things about it that make me want to retch.
Oh yeah, I won't read those books
Nevernight,
just because I've heard. Yeah, I usually don't do that, but I'm like, I really don't think I'd be okay reading that. No, it's by the same guy who wrote Lightbringer.
Oh yeah. I DNF'd Lightbringer series.
I haven't read Lightbringer yet. Greg, does that hurt you a little bit to hear that he DNF'd it?
No, a lot of people DNF it.
But Durzelblin is like, Durzelblin's great. I really liked Night Angel trilogy, but like that's more of your classic assassin fantasy than this. Yeah. But I
might give Night Angel a try at some point.
Oh yeah, you just gotta like go into it knowing what it is. Like when I say it's on the younger end of like the adult fantasy spectrum, I mean like it could potentially be marketed as YA, but I don't.
So one of the issues I had with Lightbringer is you could literally, based on his descriptions, you could probably line up all the female characters in the book and order them in progressing order of bra size, based on just how he described characters. And that was an issue for me with it. Just the male gaze of the series irritated me, because I felt like that was too much of a issue with the female characters for me. So is that also a problem with Night Angel? Like
I don't think so. I would remember that. No. Plus there's not that many female characters, and the one that I do remember, we're talking about the Night Angel trilogy by Brent Weeks.
I was talking about the Lightbringer series. It's not as, like, looking back on it, it's not as bad as like some of the stuff I've read in the past, but like at the time, it was starting to grate on me. Like that sort of thing was starting to grate on me. So.
Sorry, I was listening to you earlier. I had to yell at my dog to stop licking her paws.
Yeah, holograms do that sometimes.
I know. She's a very needy hologram. Mm-hmm. But yes. What am I supposed to do? Keep refuting it? That I have like...
She admitted it.
No. I just the truth will out eventually, but I can't fight the masses. I am but one person.
Yes, the truth has outed. You have admitted the truth.
No, my dog. You of all people know that my dogs are not holograms.
Fake news. No, we need the Sicilian. You've given everything away.
Inconceivable. Oh my god. Oh, look, what's over there? Switch. You drink out of your glass, and I will drink out of mine.
But
Pete, are you confused, Pete?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
I just can't quote it.
I have watched that movie many, many, many times. I don't know. Do you ever fall asleep watching things when you were younger?
The Office when I was in college.
Everybody loves The Office. I'm probably one of the only people in the world who don't like The Office. I don't like watching cringy things for fun. Like, there's a difference between humor and like cringe. And Michael
It
Scott
has
is
its
just
moments.
the episode with what is it? Is it Scott's Tots? I don't even know what it is, but everybody knows.
Scott's Tots is terrible. Oh my god.
No one watches Scott's Tots.
No.
I had to
Bar.
stop the episode and walk away
Like,
because
go
my
back to
body
season
could
one
not
level.
contain the amount of cringe that existed in that episode.
Good
Good
night,
night,
Anita.
Good night.
Good night.
Kate, I'm also terrible at watching shows. I know this is really late, but like Kate, she was like, I'm terrible at watching shows. Yeah, same.
I am terrible at watching new shows, and then I watch the same thing that I've watched before. Like this school year, I have watched Bones and Castle and Stargate. But I like have them on in the background because my ADHD requires there to be noise at all times. So even when I read, I have like ambiance on my TV or something, like fire crackle sounds or something, because it's hard for me to concentrate.
Have cannons in the distance.
Just the 1812 overture blaring the whole time.
Yeah.
It's the only way I can read. That would be awful. No one wants
hilarious.
that. Oh.
I feel for your roommates.
No. She's actually, one thing I will say, my roommate loves Avril Lavigne. That's like their favorite artist, and I can totally stand with that. I mean, I like Skater Boy, but she like lets me play my guitar, and she doesn't hate it, even though I play the same like 4 chords over and over and over again. And even though I kind of suck, she's always nice about it.
You need.
I know. We only need you only need D, A, G, occasional C, like maybe an E minor.
Make
That's
a
all you
4-chord song.
Yeah. Clue is like you're talking like we're talking
The
like
old one?
old Clue, Tim Curry, like
The one with 3 different endings?
Yes.
It is iconic because didn't they show like if I remember correctly, they showed one ending in the theaters and then had the other 2 endings on the DVD, but was it random?
I think it was random in the theater what ending you got.
Okay, yes. Okay, if it's that, it's iconic because there's a Tumblr post that I want to be this as an author. It's like I'm gonna release a book with
3 different endings. Good luck.
10 different 9 different 9 or 10 different endings. And when people start noticing, I'm gonna be like, yeah, all 11 endings.
Who do you think is trolly enough to do that? What author do you think is trolly enough to do that?
That would make so many sales.
Do you feel
people
like
would just keep buying the book?
The guy who wrote, I think the guy who wrote Empire of the Vampire and Nevernight would be
Jay Kristoff.
I think he's trolly enough to do that.
I was thinking like that would be a thing I could imagine Josiah Bancroft doing, because he's so whimsical with his writing that he could totally do that.
I think he's a nice enough guy. From the little that I know about him, he would actually have 10 endings.
Josiah Bancroft or Jay Kristoff? Yeah.
Jay Kristoff would say there's 13.
Yeah, probably.
And there's only like 5.
But then there'd be people who are trying to collect a copy of the book with each ending. That would actually be genius for sales.
That's the point, is there's 11, or there's 10, and you tell them they're 11.
That's evil. Abercrombie would do that.
I don't know enough about Abercrombie.
He's in real life, he's probably not a dick, but like, I feel like he would.
I know his Twitter handle is Lord Grimdark, and he refuses to acknowledge his writing as Grimdark in an ironic way, I'm guessing. That's all I know.
I don't know.
I think he's Lord Grimdark.
No, he is Lord Grimdark.
Yeah.
I should go follow him on Twitter because I'm trying to boost my videos by linking them back to places, and that's why I was getting a Twitter actually.
Greg, if you ever write your novel, you should do that. Write multiple, because you're such a troll.
I could.
It would just be your thing.
Different endings, different genres.
Yes.
Change the entire. Wait, release 6. Oh, there's the genre. Release 6 different. That's actually funny. Just change the entire genre.
No, what you could do is what the heck? You would write a book that has like a big like revolution, political takeover, and then you could write an ending where it becomes different types of governments. You have a democracy ending.
That's kind of dope, actually. Does anybody know Josiah Bancroft's Twitter handle?
He got rid of his Twitter.
Oh, sad face. Okay.
I know. I'm really sad because he had given me his P.O. box so that I could mail my books to him so he would sign them. And then I was dumb and didn't screenshot it, and now it's gone.
Oh, no.
He's on Discord.
Huh?
He's on Alan's Discord. You could probably... I'm not going to recommend this, don't, but you could probably direct message and be like, hey...
Oh, I'm sure he wouldn't have a problem with it because we've interacted plenty of times on Twitter.
Okay,
and I wouldn't be like creepy.
You're not just a random creepy fan, dude.
I'd be like, hey, remember this thing? I forgot to write it down. Because he told me, he was like, well, I'll sign your books. Just if you like send me postage to send it back to you. And he would sign them. But I was waiting until I got my copy of Fall of Babel so that I could send him all of them because I'm sending like the ones I read so he can see all of the massive amounts of tabs.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, so
that would be actually really cool as an author to have somebody send you a book to sign that has all these tabs and be like, look through the book and be like, oh, they like that. That's cute.
Yeah, I thought that would be fun. So yeah, but
Really
Greg looks like he's melting into his seat and going to pass out any moment.
True.
You're just slipping lower and lower and lower.
Lower and lower and lower. As I'm just like, the night's just getting started. I'm going to try to finish 2 books tonight. No, not really.
2 books?
Well, the goal is to get I have 12 books on my TBR this month. I'm like, I'm actually going to try to get everything done I want to get done. I just finished 5th season this month, this week. I'm going to finish Girls All tonight. I want to get Pure Nessie and see if I can get...
Have you started Pure Nessie?
I have started Pure Nessie.
Pete, you need to message me. You need to message me.
Do you have Voxer?
Yes, I do.
Do I have you on Voxer? I'll just Voxer you.
Not. Yeah, find me. You have to tell me because I need to talk about this book with people.
Yeah, I got you.
I have like 5 books on my TBR. I think it was only 4, but then I made the dumb decision to decide and read 2 of my dad's favorite books this month because it's the anniversary of his passing. And so I want to read those, but also not throw off my TBR. But one of the books is like over 500 pages, so we'll see if that works out or not.
Where's school and all this?
That's a good question. I have an exam on the 25th.
Oh, I do.
And I have my formal on Saturday, which is going to be so much fun.
Do you get to wear a tux?
No, I'm going to wear a fancy dress. And my best friend, Allie, who actually went to my medical school and is in her residency now, is going to come as my date so that I don't go by myself. Yeah. And there's an open bar, so...
Oh, snap. Open bar, and there's going to be college students?
All of the meds, they're all significantly younger than me. So my plan is to get trashed and, well, not trashed, but to get nice and drunk and dance to like early 2000s hip hop music. Like I'm talking like Get Low and shit like that. That's my plan.
And then tell them to put on Smash Mouth.
I unironically love All Stars. Don't even start.
All Star is a brilliant song. I'm not going to judge you.
The lyrics are very, very appropriate for my life right now.
The real question is, have you listened to any other Smash Mouth besides that?
No.
So I found their second album in a thrift store once, and some of it's kind of funny, but it's mostly terrible. It's sad.
Very terrible.
But it's worth listening to just to understand All Star.
Okay, I'm gonna have to listen to it tomorrow while I'm studying.
Yeah, it's just to be like, okay, this is where they were
mentally when they wrote this.
This is who they are besides All Star. So you don't get, I don't know, just like it's interesting. Just you can put up an image of them as a band just from All Star, but I think it's valuable just to like look at all of their stuff. Just to be
you
like,
need to flesh out their characters with background information.
Yeah, I got to spend some time with them in the side stories.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna listen to Smash Mouth, and you're gonna talk to me about Piranesi, and Greg's gonna go to bed.
Yes.
So thank you everyone for staying and watching and listening to us chat and me rant about Schitt's Creek because I'm obsessed. We will be back another week, perhaps next week, for more Wine Wednesday. But happy early Valentine's Day. It's on Monday. Y'all have a good time, and we'll see you later. Good night.
Good night.